Welcome to our free Australian bookkeeping seminar. This is J&J Training Center, and don't forget to like, comment, and hit the notification bell to subscribe.
So before you entered into a VA, you need to check and learn what are their culture, what boss like them, what kind of person or boss they are. So you should know at least their culture. So para pagdating doon, nagland na kayo ng job, hindi na kayo mahihirapan mag-adapt. Alam niyo yun, kasi mostly yung mga sa work ko, ako kasi nagte-train sa mga bagong hired na employee nila. So, after 2 months na culture shock sila na nagre-resign. So, sayang naman pagdating nyo doon, tapos na culture shock kayo, parang nai-stress sila ba? So, hindi ko alam kung bakit. So, yun yung unang nagiging reason bakit sila nag-give up. So, yun ang una nating i-topic para at least pag nakakuha na kayo ng client, alam nyo kung paano sila i-handle. Pero tutusin, napakabait ng Australian compare mo sa US, sa mga American. So, equality and inclusion. Sa work nila kasi, they didn't use sir or ma'am. Actually, dito lang siya sa atin. So, pag yung boss mo, call them for first name basis lang sila. No ma'am, no sir, parang equal lang. Kahit yung CEO ang kausap mo, so ganun sila. Walang rankings, lahat pantay-pantay. And then yung work-life balance talaga, pag nagtrabaho ka sa kanila, 8 to 5 ka lang, no overtime, no weekends work. So, as in fixed siya, hindi ka nila guguluhan during your break or your leave. Tapos, ang bilis pang pag magpapaalam ka sa kanila na, for example, may emergency, hindi mo na kailangan mag-explain, sabihin mo lang hindi ka makapagtrabaho, ganun. And then papayagan ka nila. Unlike here in the Philippines, because I working as a finance officer, so bago ka makakuha ng leave, you need to explain yourself to your supervisor first before kanila payagan. Ang dami mong papers na papa-approvean muna so bago ma-approve. So parang may process kasi dito sa atin. Sa kanila hindi. Once na nagpaalam ka sa supervisor mo, just one text, hindi ka makapagtrabaho. So it's fine, papayagan ka nila. So ganun sila kabait. And then open communication. When it comes to work kasi, mas okay sa kanila na sinasabi mo directly, hindi yung paligoy-ligoy. So pag may gusto ka itanong, ask it. Kasi mas maiintindihan ka nila kung sasabihin mo what do you feel, kung bakit hindi mo naintindihan pag may gray area ka doon sa tinuturo nila. Especially pag nagte-training, mas gusto nila na tanong ka ng tanong hanggang sa malaman mo lahat yung process and the step by step. So, yeah. And the next is the teamwork. Of course, everyone knows that. So, ito yung mga accounting software na gamit. Mostly, pero hindi ito lahat. Marami pa yan. So, ito lang yung most in demand, Xero. 60% ng companies sa Australia kasi gumagamit ng Xero. The rest, ito na. QuickBooks, MYOB, Recon, Wave. Etong HapDocs, naka-connect yan, naka-link yan dito sa Xero. Yung Dex then Dropbox, SharePoint, dito sila nagsasave ng files. And itong Xero Practice Manager is one of their software na ginagamit sa pag-file ng tax. So, ngayon, ang topic natin is a fundamental of bookkeeping, and then ituturo ko din the following training kung paano gumamit ng Xero, paano makakuha ng certificate ng Xero, because one of the requirements para maging bookkeeper ka in Australia is kailangan may certificate ka ng Xero or QuickBooks. Sa US naman, mostly QuickBooks ang gamit eh. So, yan. I remember before yung first time kong nag-a-apply ng freelancer sa US account, tapos they asking me if I have a certificate in QuickBooks. Sayang, hired na dapat ako nandun na sa level na tatanggapin na. And then they asking me if I have a certificate. Sabi ko wala. And then doon, nag-stop na siya. Hindi ako tinanggap dahil wala lang akong certificate ng QuickBooks. So, iyon. Kaya, before, kumuha rin ako ng training ng QuickBooks at kumuha ng certificate bago ulit nag-apply kasi requirements pala yon. So, yan ang accounting system nila. And then, what a skills of a bookkeeper. So, ito ang dapat na skills na meron kayo kasi medyo mahihirapan kayo if yung attention to details nyo is mababa. So, this is the one of important skills ng bookkeeper or accountant. Keen on details ka dapat. Especially when you are doing the categorization and analyzing of the transaction, pagbabank recon, very important yan. Kasi sa bookkeeper, tayo yung nag-i-start dun sa financial statement ng company. So, our role is very important para mapadali yung process ng financials pag ginawa na ng senior accountant. So, attention to details. The next is, yes, time management. Time management, especially as a bookkeeper, I heard that most of you are in accounting field. So, alam nyo na may deadline tayo for filing a tax, may month-end tayo. Sa Australia, meron silang month-end pero hindi siya katulad nung sa atin na talagang mape-pressure ka. Mape-pressure ka. Sa kanila, chill lang. Parang napaka-easy nung trabaho kasi automated na lahat. Hindi ka mahirapan. So, pagdating sa deadline, pag nasa accounting firm ka dahil ang dami nilang client, I handled nasa 1,000 to 5,000 clients kasi meron yung yung employer ko. So, gumagawa ako ng bus, nasa 200 buses ang ginagawa ko. Pero, so, you need a time management para matapos mo yon within a month. Dahil yung deadline nun yung dapat mong mahabol. So, from the end of month, kunwari, sa 31, so you have 21 days to finish all those bases ng lahat ng kliyente nila. So, ganun siya kadami. So, kaya dapat yung time management nyo from the start to end, dapat marunong kayong ihati-hati yung trabaho nyo para ma-reach yung deadline at hindi kayo mag-cramming kasi magagalit din sila pag sobrang delay, pero hindi ka nila bibigyan ng super urgent na job if alam nilang hindi mo matatapos. Yun lang ang kagandahan nun. So, once na nagbigay sila ng task sa'yo, you have 3 days to finish it. So, ganun sila sa akin, 3 days. Pero, ginagawa ko siya within the day, especially the tax return. 8 tax return na day ang natatapos ko plus 3 business activity statements. So, ganun. In a week, meron akong nasa 50 tasks na talagang inaano nila. Isang bagsakan ng task sa akin within the week tapos tatapusin ko yon. So, ganun. Kaya yung time management is very important. Analytical thinking naman, yes, of course, in an accountant, kailangan mo to analyze, especially pag yung bank reconciliation mo is not balanced. So, kailangan alam mo kung paano siya isosolve, bakit siya nag-disbalance at alam mo kung saan siya hahanapin. So, sa bank reconciliation naman, when you are been an accountant or bookkeeper, so alam nyo siya kung, for example, ang bank rec lang naman is nagkakaroon siya ng variance if may missing transaction siya or mali yung opening balance mo or may nag-interchange dun sa, for example, yung 0.01 na nagbaliktad siya ng number, so incorrect entry of data. So yun lang, madali lang siyang hanapin if gamit nyo is 0. So hindi kayo magta-time consume ng mga 30 minutes. Within a minute, matatapos yung bank rec pag yung 0 ang gamit ng client. Pero pag naka-manual ka at Excel ang gamit nyo, yun medyo matagal siyang hanapin kasi you need to check all your entry from the beginning up to dun sa pagre-recon mo in a monthly basis. So, it's very important too. And then, yung communication skills, of course, pag alam mo na hindi mo kayang tapusin yung task mo, just ask your supervisors para ma-help ka nila. So, yun. Sobrang approachable sila. Kaya, okay lang na mag-ask ng help. Mas gusto nila yun kesa yung nagpe-pretend ka na kaya mo. Ayaw nila yung ganon. So, be open. Tapos, pag mag-explain ka, direct to the point ka, ayaw nila yung paligoy-ligoy. Kasi ganon din sila. Siguro yung iba na culture siya kasi very frank sila. Sasabihin nila kung ano yung gusto nilang sabihin. As in, direct nilang sasabihin sa'yo. Although in a good way naman yung pagsasabi nila, pero direct talaga. Hindi siya paligoy-ligoy. So, maririnig mo kung ano yung gusto mong malaman, pati yung feedback. Yun. So, yes. And then problem solving is the same with the analytical thinking. How to solve those variances and how to prepare the financial statements. Mostly ito lang naman yung problem solving is pag nagkaroon ng variances, tapos technical problem dun sa software mo. So, dapat at least yung basic troubleshooting alam mo siyang gawin. So, iyon. Marami pa yung skills na dapat meron sa bookkeeper, pero yan yung pinaka-importante na dapat meron ka pag mag-a-apply ka. So, fundamentals tayo. Accounting equation. I know yun, alam nyo na to pag graduate kayo ng accountancy or management. So, asset accounting equation, double entry. Ayan. So, dun tayo sa accounting equation. The foundation of bookkeeping. So, ang accounting equation is asset less liability equals to equity. Sorry, how to edit this one? Subtitle. Yep, that's it. I think hindi ko ma-edit. So, yan. Fundamental equation, dapat yung asset mo is equals to liability plus equity, or meron naman siya na format na asset less liability is equals to equity. Either way, yung format ng balance sheet ng client nyo, parehas lang dapat siya na mag-equal yung net asset at saka yung equity, or asset equals liability plus equity. So, yun. Double entry bookkeeping, the debits and the credits. So, sa double entry, ito na yung pagka-categorize natin ng transactions dun sa zero. Sa zero, if you could see na sa zero kasi hindi niya na pinapakita yung double entry. Once na nag-reconcile kayo ng bank transaction, you just input the account for every transaction. For example, nakalagay sa description ng dun sa zero is a bank fees or bank charges ng account. And then I just put a bank fees and services and then GST free. So, ganun lang siya kadali. Pero in manual, double entry is just one debit and one debit or two credits, or two debits or one credits, or parehas. So, double entry bookkeeping is yung meron kang isang asset, liabilities, and expenses. So, ganun siya. Double entry bookkeeping, the debits and the credits. Debits is increase the asset and expenses, and decrease the liabilities, income, and equity. So, dapat dito alam mo kung ano yung nature balance ng isang account. Like asset, ang nature balance niya is debit, and the expenses. So, kabaliktaran siya ng liabilities. Liabilities, pag nag-journal entry ka, para madagdagan yung amount ng liabilities mo, lagi siyang dapat naka-credit. Pag nag-debit ka ng liabilities, ibig sabihin, mababawasan yung liabilities mo. Tapos, mag-credit ka ng cash, mababawasan yung cash mo. So, gano'n siya. Kasi once na nagbayad ka, for example, your client gave you a receipt. Pag kasi sa actual, si client binibigay lang nila is the bank statement. Wala ka ng ibang marireceive sa kanila. So, from the bank statement, makakabuo ka na ng isang financials doon. So, once in-upload mo yon sa zero, at nag-create ka ng, nag-bank rec ka, nag-categorize ka ng transaction, zero will automatically generate the profit and loss and the balance sheet after you reconcile yung bank feeds niya. So, ganun lang siya kadali. Kaya, yung paggawa ng financials dito sa Australia, it takes 2 hours lang pag kumpleto siya ng documents galing kay client. So, ganun lang siya kabilis. Unlike pag yung naging external auditor ka, Diyos ko, ang gamit nila sa SGB is Excel files. It takes a lot of time before nila ma-finish yung isang financials. Grabe. So, credits, yes, is the nature balance of the liability and income and equity and decrease the asset and expenses.